Okay, now I want to finish that question. Part E, sorry there were two Part Ds on that question. Part E says to show your calculation for the residual for the 1986 season. I do want you to understand, when you take a look at my equation, first of all notice the order in which the y-intercept and slope have been given, and statistically this is the way they're going to order it. The y-intercept first, okay, the slope second. I also want you to keep in mind that I used 78 to represent 1978. If you use the entire 4-digit year of 1978, your y-intercept is going to be much higher, but your slope should be the same. Now again, this is without the outlier. If you left the outlier in, as long as you're following the same steps, you would be 100% correct. Okay, again, I'm not going to expect that you know that there was a baseball strike in 1981. But as it stands, if I want to use the residual that has been computed by the calculator to check my answer, I need to use this entire equation. Okay, all the decimal places for the y-intercept and the slope to calculate the predicted value for 1986 and then compare it against the exact. The easiest way to do that, okay, it's a little more difficult here because I'm using list 3 and list 4, but if I go to stat and I go to calc, okay, linear regression, I was using option 8. You could use 4 if you wanted. Normally all I would need to do is just go to vars, y-vars, function y1, it's going to paste it right in there. But again, because I need to use list 3 and list 4, I need to hit second, L3, that's the X list, comma, second, L4, that's the Y list, and then I have to insert a comma, go to vars, y-vars, function, y1, enter. So again, there's the same line, but what it's now done is it's posted this into y1 equals. Okay? Now, if we look at the current graph, this is the residuals. If I wanted to check that against the scatter plot without the outlier, all I would need to do is go to stat plot. You don't have to do this. Turn the plot on, list 3 versus list 4 for y. Graph this. Wait until this stops. There we go. Zoom 9. So there it is on the money. So okay, so we know we're good. Now, you don't have to necessarily do all these calculations by hand. This function's in here. So as long as we could plug in the x value of 86 or 1986, whichever version you used, the corresponding y should be the projected attendance. Again, you can do it by hand. Just make sure you use all the decimal places if you want to check it against what's in the calculator. Now again, if you go to table set, this is probably what you're going to see because your independent and dependent variables are probably on auto. It's going to start at 0, count by 1. Your table will probably look like this. So we could scroll all the way down to an x value of 86, or we could go to second table set, and we could change our independent variable of x to ask. That means, and then we go to our table, it's going to calculate, okay, the predicted y for only the x's that we want. For example, we want 86, okay, and we get 50.476. So the residual E equals, in this case, we're predicting attendance, so actual attendance minus attendance hat for 1986. So the actual attendance in 1986, according to the original question, was 50.5 minus 50.476. So what we have is 50.5 minus 50. Oh, I gotta get out of here. Sorry. 50.5 minus 50.476. What we get is a positive 0.024. Okay. So what that means is this was an underestimate. Okay, the actual value was slightly above. Now again, if you want to check that against the residuals in your calculator, we put those in list 5. I don't know what I just did there. Stat, edit, in list 5. For 1986, what we see is we have a positive 0.024, which matches up to what we have. And so we know we've done that correctly, and that's how you would show your calculation for the residual of the 1986 season, Part E of that short answer question.